Hello.
Hi, hello everyone.
Sorry for the delay here.
Slight delay, but we're here.
We're here, we
Do not worry.
survived.
How are we?
How are
Say hello in
you?
the comments. Okay. Me.
Yeah.
I'm okay. It's very
Uh,
grey today here, looking outside, but I kind of
um,
prefer it when it's like this because it makes you feel um, more like staying at home.
okay. No, it's because I'm kind of sad because I have a balcony and
Hmm.
I do always go there for eating breakfast or for lunch, for reading, and not today.
No, you're right. I do miss being on the balcony as well.
Do
Hey,
you have
Johnny.
it?
Hi from Padua. Hi. Yeah, I've got a balcony.
Oh,
I have
okay,
two
that's
actually.
nice.
Very lucky.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, look at that. Hi, Johnny. How are you? All right,
How's it going?
so let's introduce ourselves. And we have a
Sure thing.
question for everyone who's watching. Who do you go to for advice?
Mm-hmm. Nice
Would you like to
question.
start?
Sure. Should I answer the question, do you think? Yeah?
Yeah,
As
yeah, also
well.
answer the question.
Okay.
But introduce yourself.
Okay. Sure. My name is Hal. I am a teacher. I'm here in Bologna. I've been living here since September. October, the end of September. I'm from London originally, Surrey, born and bred. It's not a very exciting place, fortunately. I lived in Manchester immediately before moving here, and my go-to person when seeking advice would be friends, two dear friends of mine. Well, lots of them really, but above all, probably two friends, one called Duffy and one called Liv. They are both angels.
Mm-hmm.
And then, yeah, other friends from over the years, or people who I lived with when I lived with other people. Usually, yeah, they're my rocks, my
Really?
anchors, my
That's so sweet. Do
support,
they give
my
you good
yeah.
advice?
Oh, absolutely. One of those two works as a counselor and is training at the moment. So she's one of the best listeners I know. I think that listening is an art form, and
Mm-hmm.
she is a maestro at it. I admire her a
Yeah.
lot. And the other is a very attentive listener, very thoughtful, also the smartest person I've ever met,
Mm-hmm.
and is a good reader, both literally of books and also a good reader of situations and
Oh,
people's
really?
mentalities.
He reads situations well.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's a really
she,
good,
sorry.
yeah, she's a good reader of situations.
Yeah, no, I'm
Yeah, those
clueless
two. And
most of the time.
I thought you were good at it
No, I'm mostly
with like star
clueless.
signs and okay.
No, I'm good at reading people, and
Yeah, okay.
most of the times,
That's
what I like, the first impression I have of them, it's usually true, even though it's not the best, but I'm that good at reading people. And yeah, no, I'm attentive when it comes to people's behavior, but not the situation.
sure.
So when there is like a very
Okay, but that's half
awkward,
the battle.
yeah, like when there is an awkward situation, I don't even realize it. And then some other
But
person
you,
comes to me and says, "Did you see how awkward that was?" And I'm like, "No,
but I don't
what?"
understand because surely you read the people in the situation, so you know that they feel awkward, so therefore the situation is awkward.
No, I read the people
No.
in general, like
Ah,
not
okay.
not in the situation, because like maybe I'm
Hmm.
not present mentally at that time,
Sure. Sure.
or I'm just like focusing on something else. I don't even realize it. Yeah,
Sure.
I don't know.
I
Maybe I'm
see.
just not as dramatic as other people think. Maybe.
Maybe.
Not sure.
Um, Janny says, I'm good, thanks. Good. How about
Great.
you? How's it going? Yeah, good. All right. Not bad. Not bad.
You have the same surname as one of my high school friends, but she is born and bred in Verona, so I don't think you. I mean, you have a connection.
Maybe.
So in my case, who do I go to for advice? I usually go to.
And who are you? Introduce yourself.
Oh, I forgot.
Who
Yes,
are you?
everyone knows me. My name is
Everyone
Sahar.
knows you.
Yeah, my name is Sahar. I was born in San Francisco. I'm originally from Tehran, and Tehran is the capital of Iran. And I've lived in Italy for 16 years in Andria, Vicenza, Verona, and Bologna, last but not least. For university, I studied political sciences at uni, and I am the most cynical person I know when it comes to politics. Ironically enough. And who do I go to for advice? Usually my mom. She's really good with giving me advice. Sometimes I listen, sometimes I don't. But most of the
Sure.
times, yeah, she's a good listener, and yeah, she also gives very good advice because she's had so much experience in her life. Like she's been through a lot of situations. And if I don't really feel like telling my mom, I ask my grandma.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah, I go through the.
Yeah. And that's the thing about advice. You don't have to take it. You don't have to take
Exactly.
it. It's to be given. No one can make you take the advice. No.
No, yeah, exactly. But yeah, it's really cool because my grandma, even though she's, Iranian and has lived half of her life in an Islamic dictatorship, she is the opposite of a religious person. Like the opposite.
Okay.
So she's very open-minded, similar to her mother, but she passed away. She was quite old. And she's such an interesting woman. Yeah. That's it.
Nice. It's lovely. Janny, in general, I go to my brother for advice. Cool. He is 2 years older than me. Yes, an older brother. Pretty reliable place to go to. We also say to turn to. No, I say that sometimes. To turn to someone for advice. Go to turn to. And apparently, it's a common surname in Veneto. So.
Okay, that's why.
It makes sense.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I was going to ask if there are there must be lots of surnames that have regional.
Usually,
that people associate with certain regions in Italy, but I don't know.
Usually in Veneto, the surnames that end with N are known to be from Veneto, from the north of Italy. I didn't know that Zampieri in particular was a very common surname. Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm thinking of other things, but other surnames, but it doesn't come to mind right now. I also ask advice to my brother, even though he's 7 years younger than me.
Nice. Does he ask you?
Yeah, he does. He doesn't listen. He never listens, but he asks me for advice.
Nice.
It's usually regarding either how to study or how to interact with people, even though he's already good with interacting with people. With people, I mean, classmates. Especially because he started his first year of high school today, not today, like this year. And high school is you gotta start it right.
Yeah, this is true. You only get one chance to start it as well. It's not easy. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, so you want to get into it?
Sure thing.
Hello,
Sure thing.
we have making difficult decisions. I'm just gonna leave here the questions. So who do you go to for advice, and introduce yourselves for whoever wants to join us and tell us. Now, would you like to read, Hal?
Sure thing. In this activity, discussing difficult decisions, decision idioms, and giving advice and solving dilemmas.
I would have said dilemmas.
Do you say dilemmas? Ah,
Yeah, I think it's like
dilemmas.
the difference between American and British.
American British.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's such a dilemma. I don't know, maybe I'm just like pronouncing it the same way.
Yeah, I don't know. Cool. Difficult decisions.
All right, so do you find making decisions difficult? What's the most difficult decision you have ever had to take? And do you have a system or special approach when it comes to making decisions?
Uh-huh.
All right, do you want to answer the first one?
Sure. In general, no. But I think that's because I've probably been quite lucky in my life and I haven't had to make any really, really huge decisions yet. I obviously find it a bit challenging, a bit taxing, a bit wearying, but I don't find it kind of incredibly difficult, no more than you would expect, because they can be difficult things to make. I don't think so. I tend to trust not my instincts, but my kind of my mood when I dwell on something for a while, when I think about something for a while, I get a sense of what to do. What about you?
It's very difficult for me to make decisions, both on a very, regular basis, such as what to eat at a restaurant.
Sure.
I choose something that I've already tried, that I know it's good, or should I try something else that looks good, that I don't know if it tastes good? Yeah, so that's basically, it takes me a long time to choose the dish I want to try. Because for me, it's like, it's just a one time I'm going to the restaurant. I want it to be perfect. And also when it comes to like bigger decisions, such as choosing for, and now right now I'm choosing for my master's, and I have no idea which would be the best decision to make.
So from the small to the right to the top.
Right to the top, yeah. I'm just like, so, but what if I choose this? But what if I do that? Yeah. Yeah. Making decisions is always difficult, especially for important and serious items. Items as in things, objects?
Yeah, probably we wouldn't use items in this context. That's important and serious issues, I think. Probably issues. Like a thing, but more like a topic to be resolved. And also be really careful, Jenny. It's a very common mistake. We have difficult, especially with an E, because we mean in particular, specifically, really, is always difficult, especially for important and serious items. If you say specially, the adverb, it means something else. So we might say, oh, this scarf was specially made for you by your grandma. It's very special. It's very beautiful, wonderful, special. But here you mean in particular. So especially. Yeah.
What about you? Oh, no, you already answered.
Number two.
Yeah, number two.
I don't know. Moving to Manchester was difficult because I had lots of close friends and a community in London. I had to leave, but it was also a good decision in the end. So that was quite difficult. But otherwise, I think I've just count my blessings. I've been fairly fortunate in my life. Like I haven't had to face anything too difficult.
What did you study at uni?
I studied English literature.
Oh,
In
okay.
my undergraduate, I studied English literature. I studied classics initially, and then I changed to English literature. And then for my master's, I did contemporary literature with creative writing.
That's nice.
Nice. It was a waste of time, but it was nice.
Why it's a waste of time? I actually, my partner loves writing. He's written
Cool.
some books. He doesn't really, I'm not gonna tell you his name, so you never find the books. But yeah,
Sure.
he's written a few books, and they're mostly sci-fi. And he's really interested in finding a creative writing course.
Cool. No, okay. It was kind of useful. It wasn't what I expected it to be, and I would have rather, on reflection, would have rather done a literary, more theoretical master's. But the good thing is I didn't have to pay. That was nice. I was on a scholarship, so that's why I said a waste of time, not a waste of money. Sorry to Manchester University's creative writing team. You guys are lovely if you're watching. In the UK, it's quite a common thing now. In Italy, I don't think so. That is creative writing courses or university programs.
I don't think so. No, like when you study at a university in Italy, it's mostly theoretical.
Sure.
So also like us studying politics, like we didn't really do anything that could be used in practice. Because they say international relations, international law, the UN, but actually none of them. Like it's just like
it's very
up in the air.
Yeah. Abstract.
Oh,
Johnny says, oh, sorry. You go.
Okay. When I decided to live and work in Moscow for 2 years. Wow. Side by side with Putin.
Yeah.
How was that?
Incredible.
Was it cold? Tell us.
And also, Gianni, I'm interested. When you decided to move, did you know that you were going to be there for 2 years? Or did you go and then decide also to return to Italy? Or would you like to go back? I don't know. Tell us more.
Yeah.
What about you, Farah? What's the most difficult decision you have ever had to make?
I consider myself pretty fortunate as well in this matter, because I haven't had to make these really life-changing, important decisions. I would say when I moved to Bologna for university, because I used to be I forgot the word in English. I used to live in Verona, but study in Bologna. So I was a commuter. Yeah, I was a commuter. And
wow, really?
Yeah, and I was working at the Myes, but in Verona.
Oh, okay. I thought you were going to say in Bologna. Okay, so you split your time between working in Verona and then coming here to study. Okay.
Yeah, it was just like so difficult.
Yeah, the train is what, like an hour and a half?
Right? Yeah, but I took the fast track train,
okay.
So yeah, it was like an hour. But still, like
that's still a long time.
I had to wake up at 5, take a shower, prepare, and then go take the train 1 hour. At least I could study in that time. And then I had to walk for like half an hour to get to uni, and then I had to run back because I had to work in like a dramatic situation. But I'm very glad that I moved to Bologna. And I think my biggest decisions are yet to be made.
Yeah, that's a nice way of putting it. That's exciting. Me too.
No, it's not exciting. I just want to go I just want to skip all the decision part.
All the decisions, yeah. Well, the next question. Do you have a system or special approach when it comes to making decisions?
Honestly. I don't know, because when you ask me decision making, I'm thinking about the food I'm choosing at the restaurant.
Okay, we'll talk about, is there a system? Is there a system? No.
Yeah, the system is okay. So how much do I like this restaurant? Am I going to come back here in a short period of time, maybe next week or in 2 weeks. And what do I really feel like? You know,
Sure.
it's like that kind. I have to like. Oh, I'm sorry, just like talking about food, but I'm just like sitting there and thinking, okay, what does my stomach really want? Do you want pasta?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want the cotoletta?
Sure.
Do you want
have to
the
weigh
pizza?
out. Yeah.
Exactly.
Jani says, okay, it was a 2-year contract. Okay, therefore, perfect. I knew that I had to come back. Good. It happened roughly 30 years ago. I see. Okay, right. So you had to make a decision, make a call about going, but you knew that it would be 2 years. Cool. I don't
But
have a
did you
system.
like it?
Huh?
But did you like Moscow? You didn't tell us.
But yeah, what did you think of Moscow, Jani? Did you enjoy it?
So you don't have a system.
But I definitely will, if it's important, I will usually discuss it with some friends, a friend or two, Duffy or Liv or some other people. I will sleep on it at least once, probably more than once. So we say, right, to sleep on a decision is to go to bed, wake up and see how you feel the next day. So usually I will try and leave things for a while, maybe without thinking about them too much, and then come back to it and consider it with hopefully fresh eyes. Those are the two main ones.
Okay. Yeah, no, that sounds actually very good. I'm thinking myself, I would like important, like, you know, serious decisions. I kind of always ask my dad, because even though he's the most stereotypical Persian dad, he still, you know, gives good advice when it comes to like making decisions. If I ask my mom, especially my university career, she just tells me to go study medicine, which it's not gonna happen. It's too late. And yeah, when it comes to maybe relationship advice, but not only with the partner, with the friends, with I don't know, a family member, I always ask my grandma, because she knows how to speak with people. She knows how to like not manipulate in a bad way, but manipulate the situation.
Sure.
Everyone loves her.
That sounds very helpful.
Yeah, like basically in my family, my grandfather has 1,000 brothers and sisters, and I'm not even exaggerating, not literally, but he has like 30 siblings.
Okay, wow.
Like 30. Yeah. And all of them have a, you know, partner. All of them have few children. Some children are the same age as my mother or even older. And every time they have a problem, they just call my grandma. Like
she's the fount of knowledge. She's the one to turn to. Wow.
Yeah, exactly. And she's a very good listener as well. I miss her. Oh my God. Masterclass about Sahar's grandmother.
There you go. And Jani, do you have a system? Jani, or an approach when it comes to making decisions? Things that always help you. A cup of tea as well is never a bad idea.
A cup of tea.
Yeah.
Ooh, look at that. I also have fun, but I can summarize by saying that it has been a positive and interesting experience from the professional point of view as well as human. So 30 years ago was in 1990, just after the fall of the Berlin Wall. So it was pretty Soviet at the time.
Yeah, I guess the beginning of the end, Gorbachev. What was I going to say about this? I wouldn't use the present perfect here, because I get it. I can summarize by saying that it has been a positive and interesting experience.
It was, yeah.
30 years ago, and I don't think there's not really a connection to the present other than that I asked you about it, Jani. So I would just say, yeah, it was positive, because it's finished. It's completely finished in the past. Yeah.
I would really like to have
Um,
a similar experience. Maybe 1 year, 1.5 years. Not in
in
Russia.
Moscow.
No, not
Oh,
in Russia.
okay.
In New Zealand or in
Oh,
Jordan.
wow.
Completely
Oh,
different.
okay. Completely different.
Completely different.
Um, wow. I
Yeah.
agree about Jordan. I'm not sure about New Zealand. It's a bit far away,
I know, it's
but
pretty
it's
far away.
something.
Maybe that's what I need. I kind of feel like, yes, 1 year in New Zealand.
Mm,
Because
mm,
I think personally that New Zealand is the only country in the world that I respect politically.
mm-hmm.
Like,
Jacinda, you're a fan.
yes, like this prime minister is basically goddess on earth
Mm-hmm,
because of her like very well taken decisions.
mm-hmm.
So yeah, and just the whole system, the way it works, the way they also respect the native communities,
Indigenous.
yeah, the
Yeah.
indigenous communities, which is basically it's so hilarious because Australia is the complete opposite,
It's a mess.
and
Yeah.
they were just
Yeah.
basically founded during the same period.
Yeah.
So yeah, I go full historical. When I have to make
Yeah.
decisions in general, I try to have a comment
Uh,
from someone I trust. Just trust, not trust on.
hmm. Yeah. We can say rely on or lean on someone to rely on someone, but just trust on its own from someone I trust.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Why would you like to go to Jordan?
Food.
Really?
Yeah. Although to be honest with you, I mean, I don't really know enough about the specifics of like Eastern Mediterranean, Middle Eastern
Mm-hmm.
cuisine. But what I
Hummus?
do know about it is that I like it, exactly. Lebanese food in particular.
Yeah, the
I love a good
falafels.
Lebanese. Boy, oh boy, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, the above answer is valid for me for important issues. Nice, okay.
What about when you go
Nice.
to the restaurant? How do you make, decisions
We
when
want
it
to
comes
know,
to
which is
Please
still
tell me.
important. It's still an important issue in a restaurant. Usually, what I choose is the thing that I'm least likely to be able to get in the
Why?
near future. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So I'll go with the thing that I think is most unusual.
Yeah.
I'll kind of work out. I'll be like, well, this I can make at home, or this I know that there's this other place that does the same dish. This I've never heard of, and I
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, my
Um,
what I love, like, when we go to the restaurant with my partner, he knows that I like it's so difficult for me to make decisions because I always end up having like two, like, really favorite.
okay.
So he says, "Okay, I like everything, so you choose also for me," which is
Mhm.
just like, yeah. And then I end up just having a little bit of it, but
Sure.
yeah.
It's only fair.
There's only like one thing that he says not to take, and that's gorgonzola.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the
He doesn't
cheese.
like it.
Oh, he hates it.
Mm.
Yeah,
It's
so
nice
much.
with uh, polenta
Polenta, yeah. Polenta
and
with meat.
gorgonzola. Oh well,
Oh,
yeah,
no. What? Gorgonzola?
yeah, yeah. Really nice.
Never tried it. Yeah, if you
Hmm.
ever come to Verona, I'll take you to nice places that have Veneto cuisine because it's
It's
also good.
yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. I
Yeah.
mean, Bolognese cuisine isn't very good for me because of vegetarianism.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it's not really the best base.
Yeah, maybe Veneto.
Cool.
It's better. It's just basically wine drinking, right, Johnny?
It's just wine. Nice. That sounds good. That's cuisine. In a restaurant, I go straight. Yeah, me too. Exactly, Jenny. I like it. I go straight for, we would say, to go straight for something. To go straight on sounds a bit odd, like you're on it. To go straight for an unusual dish. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, let's move on to here. Would you like to read Hal?
Sure. So look at the following decision-related idioms, and we can chat about them. So we have between a rock and a hard place, a no-brainer, damned if you do and damned if you don't, between the devil and the deep blue sea, and weigh the pros and cons. Weigh the pros and cons.
Wow. We got some of these.
These are really nice. I use quite a lot of these quite frequently.
Really?
Never forget a good glass of wine. Yeah, I think so. Especially a no-brainer.
So let's begin from between a rock and a hard place.
Yeah.
Imagine being yeah.
Okay.
Between, I don't know, a rock and a hard place such as a mountain. Yeah, I'm not very good at explaining this. It means basically that you are in a difficult position, that either way you go, it's still difficult. It's
Exactly.
Yeah. It's
both options suck.
How do you call it? It's a dead end.
That is like a dead end, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say dead
end because both options are bad. Exactly. There's a really funny I always think of the Simpsons movie. Unfortunately, it's not in the TV series, but in the movie with this phrase, because there's a moment in it where they literalize it, where they make it literal, and Homer, I think, is being swung, I can't remember, on something between a rock and a building. No, why is it a hard place? There's some trick involved where it says the words hard place for some reason, and it's like cutting between him, going between a rock and a hard place. So there we go. Both options are very bad and painful. There's no good option. Nice. Janny, you put it better than me. Between two extremely difficult situations. Number 2, I really like.
It's a no-brainer.
Easy to make. No-brainer. That is, you don't have to use your brain. Careful though, we never ever use the positive, do we? We don't say, it's a real brainer. No. It's a no-brainer.
It's a brainer.
It's a brainer. No.
I would say the opposite of a no-brainer. I love to say we're in a pickle.
A pickle.
We're in a pickle. We're just like,
it's a bit of a pickle. Lovely. Yeah. A pickle. The opposite of a no-brainer. I like it. Absolutely. Then damned if you do and damned if you don't. Damned if you do. Damned if you don't.
God, exactly. It reminds me kind of like the situation, for example, it always reminds me of mafia or anyway, criminal gangs that just, they tell you, okay, if you want to live, you have to kill this person. But if you don't, we kill that person and we kill you. So it's basically, what the hell do I do?
Yeah, damned either way. Yeah. Exactly. Good. Yeah, Janny, whatever is the decision you make, you remain in trouble. Exactly. Be careful, it's in trouble, singular. Like, trouble is a kind of abstract thing.
Between the devil and the deep blue sea.
So some of these are very similar, right? So maybe Janny, also you can just tell us if it's the same as one, because it's very similar.
I've never used this one.
No, it's a bit too nautical for me. It's very sailory.
Yeah, I don't really like.
Between the devil and the deep blue sea.
Honestly, those two words put together in one sentence give me the chills.
Yeah, it's such a lovely rhythm as well. Between the
devil
not
because and it's lovely, because it's scary.
It's a bit creepy. It's true.
Yeah, because like the deep sea, we don't even know how many creatures live in the deep sea. Yeah,
this is true.
Might be the devil.
As unknown territory. Yeah, deep sea is a bit creepy. All right. Between a well-known comfort zone and a new situation that you don't know that may be better. So between the devil and the deep blue sea is the same as number 3, really. Like, they're both bad options. They're both difficult options. For number 4, what might we say? Better the devil you know, I think, is what you're thinking of, Jani. Better the devil you know, which is when you have a decision to make. There's so many unknowns about that decision, about moving to another city, let's say. You're not sure. You're not happy where you are now, but you say, better the devil you know. It means it's better to be in a situation that you're familiar with, even if it's bad, than risk being in a bad situation where you feel like it's unfamiliar and you don't know it. It's
better the devil you know.
Better the devil you know, yeah.
Okay.
Better the devil you know.
I've never heard of this one.
It's like there's two devils to choose from, and it's better to stay with the devil that you know.
Oh my god! Yeah, this reminds me of. Have you ever seen The Emperor's New Groove?
No.
Oh my god, it's like the best. I love these kinds of cartoons. I was raised with cartoons, and basically there's this assistant of the villain who's a very bad. The villain is a very bad person, but the assistant is just like, he's so silly. He doesn't even realize that she's actually bad until the end. You know, he's like living in his own world.
Or is it like the sidekick?
Sorry?
This is like the sidekick.
No, I mean, yes.
The sidekick.
It's like the sidekick, but just puts the villain, in more trouble. And basically, whenever he's in a pickle and he has to make a decision whether to do this or to that, he always asks like the angel and the devil. That's why it reminded me of the better devil you know.
Yeah. Better the devil you know. Better the devil you know. And
number 5?
Yeah, exactly. You evaluate advantages and downsides. Perfect. I think I'm more likely to say weigh up the pros and cons, but they have the same meaning. You can say weigh.
I don't usually weigh the pros and cons.
No.
Because some things are just, even though you know they are. Yeah, it's so, like technical and mathematical, and just like, okay, it has many cons, but I really like it. But it makes me feel very good. So why not? It doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's not a question of just evaluating something in a cold way.
For example, like studying at university, like a lot of people my mother, she doesn't know the existence of this masterclass, so she will never know. She always says something like, "Oh, you should have studied medicine. You should study medicine. You still have time for medicine." And that's it. No, for her, only medicine exists. Middle Eastern mother. And the good thing about this is that my dad has always been like, whatever you choose, you have to be the best at it.
Got you.
And you have to like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, really important. Well, we can continue here. Your friend.
Yeah.
Would you like to read it here?
Read these 4 decision-making tips from businessman Richard Branson, who I was telling Sarah earlier that I don't really like Richard Branson.
Do you want Bill Gates?
I would prefer Bill Gates, yes.
Yeah, I like Bill Gates. He was he did a TED Talk about the importance of being ready for a pandemic.
Yeah.
5 years ago.
5 years ago.
Yeah.
He knew where it was at.
All right. Continue.
Sure thing. Don't act on an emotional response. Find as many downsides to an idea as possible. Protect the downside. And then look at the big picture. So what do we think? Please, this is advice from our friend Richard Branson.
Bill Gates.
Huh?
Bill Gates.
Bill Gates. We'll say Bill Gates, exactly. Don't act on an emotional response. What do you think?
True. And he means to be level-headed.
Yeah. The thing is, it's kind of impossible, and I think emotions come into these things.
Mm-hmm.
So I agree.
Yeah.
Don't be rash. Don't be crazy. You're right. Be level-headed. But I don't think you can. You can't always exclude emotions.
Yeah.
Sometimes they.
Unless
they're
you're a
very-
Capricorn. Oh,
Sure,
I like. Sorry.
Richard Branson. Maybe Richard Branson is a Capricorn.
Maybe we can. Oh my God, I'm gonna check later. But in this case, I wouldn't be able to not act on an emotional response. Like, of course, being rash, it's something that everyone has, but they know how to keep it under control.
Yes.
But like for me, it takes a whole day.
Yeah, okay, but that's what I mean. I think you're right. I think you can take into account, as we say, you can take into account your emotions,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't mean acting on an emotional response because you're not doing something impulsively, but you're just considering your emotions as part of the picture, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe he is a Capricorn. All right. Find as many downsides to an idea as possible.
Okay. Oh, Janny, you agree. Okay, interesting. Don't act on an emotional response. Yeah. What about number 2? What do you think?
I think it just gets depressing at that point if you want to find all the possible downsides of something.
Yeah.
And for example, if I drink this water, it has a lot of positive things for myself. But what about the rest of the world? Because then I have to go buy another bottle of water, and this bottle of water goes into the plastics. And this was just like a silly example, but yeah, it just like if you find all the possible downsides.
Yeah, it's quite a severe, draining way to look at the world. No, it could be. Yeah. I agree. I think it's fine to do that, but you should also look for the upsides and kind of think about them both together.
Yeah, exactly. Not just the negative points, not just the downsides.
And then protect the downside, which we spoke about, but I'm still unclear, to be honest with you. What do you think? What does it mean? To minimize, I think.
Yeah, I would have said maybe find a solution for the downside.
Sure. Okay,
maybe,
yeah.
I don't know. Protect the downside.
Maybe to protect the downside, maybe it's like business and enterprise kind of speak.
Yeah.
But yeah, minimize the downside in some way. It's useful to consider also the possible future disadvantages. Yeah, Johnny, you're right. I think that's what he means here. This is what Richard Branson is saying about downsides, disadvantages, cons. Exactly.
Well, so we have 3 more minutes left.
Yeah, ask us any questions.
If you have any questions, Johnny, you're welcome.
The last one I agree with.
Look at the big picture. Which is basically what we should be doing right now. Everyone, because we're in lockdown.
I agree, 100%. I think that's when this feels most manageable and is to look at the big picture in some way. It's really important. It's
very important, especially now, because for me, in my case, it comes natural to say, okay, we're now in this position, but in the future, we don't need to be. The situation could have been a lot worse. But there are some people that just go out and they're like, because I need some fresh air. Everybody needs some fresh air. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like, this is a message to all the world. Look at the bigger picture.
Just stay at home
And wash your hands.
and wash your
Even
hands.
though my hands are just getting so dry because I keep on washing them.
No, but love, you don't need to wash them in the flat if you haven't left the flat.
No, but if I go to the
But
supermarket,
yeah, if you go to the
you know.
supermarket, sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just wanted to check that on an average day you weren't like,
No,
okay, good.
no.
The one
But
good
I have like lotion that I put on my hands, so
Sure.
otherwise it's just gonna fall off.
Yeah. Shred. And Johnny says, I agree with the last quote. Hey, so you agree? Richard Branson knows what he's talking about. I like that.
All right. I'm gonna just
Maybe.
check if Richard Branson is indeed a Capricorn.
I need to know.
Is he British? Oh yeah, it's Richard Branson. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Is he?
He's a Cancer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, so anything he said, it's the opposite because Cancers don't behave like that.
Interesting. Cool.
All right, Johnny, we have to go now, unfortunately. But thank you so much for participating and telling us your opinion, especially about Richard Branson.
Yes, thank you, Johnny. Have a lovely afternoon.
Thank you. Bye-bye.